All right, hey, I'm Carla. So I'm
too glad that worked out.
just
Good to see you.
This is Stride Prejudice,
It's good. It's very good.
and apparently my indie life is largely about bad puns. So it's an endless runner, literally on the text of Stride Prejudice. So if you play in survival mode, oh, and I'm on super fast. Hang on a second. Let's slow that down so you're getting to see some of the features. Okay. All right. So there we go. So you're literally running on the text. If you're familiar with endless runners, things like Cannibalt and Temple Run, I wanted to see what would happen when you put text into the endless runner. And this is the result, Stride Prejudice. So you can start from the beginning. If you are actually interested in reading the book, you can always start over, or start where you left off. So you can indeed read through the entire book this way. I've done it. It takes about 3.5 to 4 hours, depending on how persistent you are, and I'm really bad, I die a lot. And then, like in e-reader fashion, you can additionally have different text colors, so you can have white on black. You can have my favorite sepia, and just speed this up. And so, yeah. That is it. We released on Thursday and had an extraordinary press reception that we were covered in Macworld, Touch Arcade, Pocket Gamer, The Guardian, press that just doesn't normally cover educational games in any way, shape, or form. And it was largely because this is such a novel concept that we really caught the attention of a lot of people. So that's Stride Prejudice. Sure.
Any feedback? I'm going back and I'll come back to you. I think she's more relevant.
I think it's really cool. I just wondered if you had ideas for extensions, like Easter eggs in there for people to find, ways to slow it down or speed it up.
Yeah, so you can slow down the text and speed it up. We ended up deciding, so really the challenge of this is balancing playing a game and reading at the same time. That your brain needs a little bit of time, and it turns out when you're playing an endless runner, your brain wants to go faster. So there's a really strange balance there. We talked a lot about putting in obstacles or bad guys or even like jumping over Mr. Darcy, and ended up we ended up leaning away from a lot of those things, in part because it interrupted the reading experience. And so we really tried to be true to the reading experience in this case. We're kicking around doing some other ideas. We could obviously keep running with the puns and go with like Anna Karenina and Frankenstein. I've been thinking about doing an endless stock ticker, because you can go like up and down the price of the stocks and things. So there's a lot of options of what we can play with it.
I'm curious what your experience is with testing with people, how their experience of the book is changed by reading it as an endless runner.
So the really flattering thing is multiple people have said to me at this point, they're reading it and they never would have touched Pride and Prejudice otherwise. And this includes like hardcore gamers who, literally like one friend said, his wife was like, "Who are you and what have you done with my husband?" Because he is now several chapters into the book on the game. And I've had other friends who have said their like 10 and 12-year-old daughters have gotten into Jane Austen because of this. And so that's been really flattering to have that kind of experience. And over the course of testing, we really did run into this tension of the people who just wanted to put it as fast as they possibly could. And then they're like, "I can't read it, it's blurring, your frame rate is off." And it's like, well, actually, that's your eyeball not able to keep up with the speed of things scrolling.
Have you tested for retention?
No.
And have you tested for beyond 4 chapters? Do people finish the book?
So we're just out since Thursday, so we'll see what the analytics continue to look like. So far, there is a group of people who are sticking with it and are playing well past 3 or 4 chapters. it definitely though just has a huge sort of pet rock kind of thing. There's a lot of people who are like, that's hilarious. They're happy to like play a couple of chapters and then call it a day. And I'm okay with that in this case.
We got one more over here. It's going to be relevant.
I just have a question, Carla, about licensing. Is this in the public domain, or did you have to seek out the publisher?
Nope, this is public domain.
Okay.
It's the 200th anniversary of Pride and Prejudice this year. So.
Would you like some lasers?
I would love lasers.
You want to frame the question or just Guster Magic?
Go for it.
Guster Magic.
Well, we got an end, quite a spread from very extreme lows to very extreme highs, Carla.
That's pretty consistent with the feedback in general. Thank you.
Thank you.